we have discussed that you might have a slight problem.
Oh, yeah?
Just a little bit.
What, you guys have discussed this?
Yeah, we went to lunch today.
Oh, y'all did go to lunch. I had to stay here because I was sick. That's why y'all are over there. 6 feet social distancing.
Right.
Okay, so I have a problem that's not dong related or COVID related. I'm interested because I didn't know I had any other health problems.
I think you have a slight drug problem.
I was waiting for it. Welcome back to another episode of Fishing After Dark with the Beard and the Badge. I'm the Beard. That guy over there giving y'all all those wonderful ASMR sounds is the Badge. How you doing, buddy? The podcast is brought to you, as always, by shopcarls.com, the best place to get discounted fishing gear on the internet. Me and you have been shopping on that website probably 1,000 times.
Years, man.
The last few years.
Yep.
Well, we've at least gotten 1,000 products from them for sure.
At least.
So
minimum.
It's a great place. We'll talk to you guys more about them a little bit later on the podcast. But I see you sipping that beautiful Liquid Death over there. You like that stuff?
Do you have a surprise for me?
Well,
are they with us?
Okay, here's the thing. I don't want to say too much because this is not official, okay? I'd also like to say we have not received $1 from Liquid Death, so this is just kind of a thing. But they sent me a ton of water. We are talking about them becoming a podcast sponsor, and because this is not a paid advertisement, I will definitely say, though, this is amazing. Would you not agree this water is freaking amazing?
No, for sure. If you have a company, small company, and you want to be sponsored on the channel, you can just send us a bunch of water. That's how we want to be paid.
Baby.
Yeah,
well,
water.
I just thought it would be a good show of faith on our end to say, like, without receiving $1, this is really the best water I've ever had.
It is pretty dang good water.
Yeah. I know it sounds weird to say that water's good. Like this water is better than that water. And people always ask me, you know, how do you justify saying this is the best water ever? Here's the thing. It's so good it makes you want to drink water. That's the only way I can say it, right? You drink it all the time when I do. So
it's from the Alps.
It's from the Alps. It's not purified, which means it hasn't lost any of its nutrients or anything like that. So, yeah, we spent way too much time on this.
Yeah, we basically
being that we didn't receive any money, but it's something they might become a sponsor in the future. But shout out to them for sending us a bunch of water. Thank you all for that.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
I actually can't hear because my ears are so clogged up with COVID.
Yeah, Andrew's getting the full experience over here. We're not going to mention him yet, though. Yeah. We got another person here, but it's for a surprise reason.
Well, he's been on the podcast before, though, so
we don't have to talk about him.
Well, I'm just saying.
I mean, we'll come back to it.
I'm just saying. What are we talking about today, man? This is
kind of like the first podcast we filmed since Christmas, so I figured I don't know what you got for Christmas or how your Christmas went. Did you have Christmas in your house? Because you're kind of Grinch.
No,
guy.
We had Christmas. We're just a Grinch when it comes to other people.
Right.
Like, I don't want to be forced to spend holidays with, like, 80 people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, distant relatives who I don't really know, but I have to buy them a present. I'm just not down with all that stuff, you know? I just want to be with the people who mean the most to me.
Let me see here.
And dump as much love on them as I possibly can. And just
I love when you dump on me, dog.
Yeah, exactly. So
dump all that love.
I just feel like the whole Christmas charade has gone on long enough. People have been forced to, go to different houses on different days and stressing the hell out. This year we just decided we weren't going to do it. Just not going to do it. We'll see everybody when we have time. We'll have a Christmas at our house with just us and the kids.
Well,
and we'll have a Christmas at my in-laws' place, a real small thing. And
I got a video to show you of the first thing. I wake up Christmas morning. Shout out to my wife. I've been using off-brand AirPods for the past 3 years, and she got me my first pair of AirPods. So
nice,
feeling pretty dope. But the first thing that happened to me, I wake up. She blesses me with the AirPods. I'm like, heck yeah, thanks, babe. I'm gonna go outside and stare at my itty bitty and realize how much money I'm about to drop.
Right.
So I step outside. This is what I see. Just a pile of mangled flesh, right?
The audio listeners at home are just baffled right now. They have no idea what we're looking at. Oh, my God. What the freak's going on?
There's a four-legged creepo.
Oh, that was underneath your boat?
Underneath my boat, about 3 steps from my front door. My cat, my in-law's cat, caught a squirrel. I've never seen a cat catch a squirrel.
Damn.
And ate its head off.
Jesus.
And I walk outside, and I'm like, oh, my gosh.
You caught him eating his face.
I was impressed, yeah.
Did he eat the rest of him?
Dude, I came back. The only thing that was left was a paw. That was it.
Damn, that cat was eating good. That dude doesn't have to eat again for like a week.
I was impressed. I sent it to everybody.
So he basically, that squirrel was probably messing around underneath your boat.
Yeah.
And that cat probably snuck up on him, caught him slipping.
Caught him slipping, dude.
Damn, well, he ain't slipping no more.
That's crazy, though, dude.
Yeah.
You ever seen a cat kill a squirrel?
Oh, man, I've never seen it, but I'm sure there's plenty of wild feral cats out there that will just wreck a squirrel. I mean, a wild cat is just like any wild animal. I mean,
Yeah.
things are vicious, dude.
Yeah,
if
bobcats, too.
if they're hungry and there's a thing on the ground they can eat, I mean, hell.
No.
It don't surprise me at all. That's kind of crazy. That's what you walked out on Christmas morning. It's like, what the hell?
Of all days, I was like, dang.
That was a Christmas present to himself,
Yeah.
the cat. He
I
was like,
respected
you know what?
it.
I'm going to splurge today. I'm going to have a squirrel. Haven't
Yep.
had a squirrel all year.
Yep.
There's one right there underneath this damn houseboat. I'm going to eat
Uh-huh.
it. So respect
Respect.
to that cat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy, man.
What about you? Anything weird, crazy, bizarre?
I got a really cool tactical watch Holly gave me. You know,
Okay.
the wives always give the best presents.
Yeah, they do.
It's just-
they think about it more. I mean, to
Yeah.
be honest, they do.
Even though I got her a Jeep, but still, I would still say that her gifts were more sentimental because me getting her the Jeep was just basically like a safety upgrade because her current Jeep was like 10 years old.
Yep.
So it was just like, hey, man, this thing kind of rides rough. Let's get a new vehicle. You know
Yep.
what I mean? It wasn't like a splurging thing. Yeah, I got a watch. I got some stock in the Green Bay Packers, my favorite NFL team.
Did you really? Mm-hmm. That's cool.
It's not like what you think. It's not like, real
No.
stock. But the fans actually own the Green Bay Packers. There's not one owner.
That's
like
really cool.
Every other team has one owner, but the fans can every like 10 or 15 years they allow fans to buy stock
That's
and
so
become like
crazy.
the ultimate fan, because then you can go to like stockholders meetings and stuff and vote on stuff.
Oh,
for
my
the team.
gosh.
So I am now I'm a minority owner of the Green Bay Packers.
Big shot over here.
One share. I got
Yeah.
one share,
There we
baby.
go.
I'm in the game.
There we go. What about you, Andrew, number 2?
Just got a lot of stuff for my new house. That's
Yeah.
really it.
Yeah,
Some
you just
binoculars.
moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when
That's
you just
really it.
move near a major holiday or a birthday, you're going to get a lot of house gifts.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was
Might-
very helpful though.
Yeah, it might be lame, but I bet that's kind of clutch.
It's lame, but
Yeah.
you need it. You need
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Yeah.
you don't want to, turn your nose up at it. You're actually really thankful for it when you get a new house.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Yeah, good for you, man.
Yeah.
I need to move soon.
Yeah, you're the last guy up, man. You got to buy a little house, get some property, dude. Join the club.
I'm going to, man. I'm so excited. I've been talking to my wife about just owning some dirt. Looking down, seeing that dirt, saying that's my dirt.
I know. Looking at a tree and be like, that's my tree.
Yeah.
I could cut that freaking thing down right now.
I told
and
her-
set it on fire. Nobody could say a damn word to me. Which is a weird thought, I know, but that's just one of the many things you think about when you're looking at dirt that you own.
I was telling her, I was thinking about, like those backpack sprayers.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about peeing in one repetitively over months so I could spray my entire property down
Nice.
with my urine.
Show those deers a thing or two.
I just mark my property.
Yeah, yeah.
Every square inch.
For sure. Let the coyotes know, let the deer know, hey, look, this is my stuff here.
This is man owned.
This is my dirt. Don't
Yep.
let me catch you slipping on my dirt.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you need to. You need to buy a house.
you need to cover that urine.
Yeah, you need to fill a backpack full of urine and spray it everywhere. Definitely should do that.
I think it would go up in value. So I could sell it after I hit 1 million subs.
The property? Is that
Yeah.
what you're saying? Would go?
I
Like a
could
piss
just
sprayer.
both. I could just bag up the dirt.
So you're talking about like a little Roundup thing,
Yeah.
like the thing you use to spray weeds and stuff.
Yeah.
But just pissing in it.
And I'm drinking like a gallon of water.
So
a
it's gonna
day.
be nice clear pee then.
Yeah, I mean, I could coat the land in probably a month or two. If I
Oh,
got
dude. Well,
15
depending
acres.
on if you got 15 acres, the way you're pissing and drinking water, you could get it done in a month. I think
I think if I put my head to it,
if you really put your head down. What are we talking about right now? Oh, this is what you wanted to do on this podcast, didn't you?
I just wanted to be myself.
You wanted to do a unique pod today, so I hope you guys are ready for this. I don't even know where this is going, by the way. I'm
No.
just sick and I just showed up. So,
It's fine.
have you all looked at any? I mean,
I've looked
property
at some.
or-
buying a new truck, got some stuff going on with the itty bitty.
You got a lot of money coming
Camera
out
guy.
of the pocket right now.
I'm flowing like I just cut my leg off, man. I'm bleeding everything I made out, but it's fine.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's what they say, and you've seen it firsthand. I mean, when you make money on your small business early,
Yep.
you don't keep that money. You turn around and you put it right back into the bit. If you got any sense at all, and I'm not if you're out there and you haven't done that, I apologize. But spoiler alert: if you actually can make money on your small business the first year or two, you got to put that right back in the business.
Yeah, it's tight
Yeah.
first couple years.
Yeah.
And it sucks because you're like, dang, I'm
Yeah.
making good money. And then you look down and you're like, dude.
You're like, I can afford to double my mortgage and get
Yeah.
some property, but I need to be putting that money towards projects, cameras,
Yep.
helpers,
Trying to
workers,
live.
whatever.
Trying to live tiny until it makes sense.
That's right. That's a good. I mean, that's probably good. But I'm really looking forward to the day that you pull the trigger.
I am too. I'm really thinking about it a lot right now.
Yeah.
Because when I pee on my father-in-law's property, it doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, ain't the same.
Because he
When you
pees
pee out
over
here,
it.
because you
Yeah.
piss out here all the time.
Right.
You've probably covered like 1 acre of my property in your piss.
I try to stay in one. I don't want to disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
It's your
why I said
property.
like this acre right here.
Yeah.
Right behind the barn.
Right.
That's your normal pee spots.
Yeah.
Between
Yeah.
the little shed and the big barn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, well, yeah. I mean, I've peed all over this place. So, I mean,
You probably covered mine.
Yeah, probably.
But we're bros. Like when
Yeah.
I get my property, you could come
Yeah,
help me.
for sure. Yeah.
So
I could maybe cover a couple acres.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been drinking water too since my kidney stone incident of 2021. I call it an incident because it was ongoing for multiple weeks, and
do you want to talk
almost
about
died.
that anymore, or no? Is that
I don't
something
even
you want to
know-
keep off the internet?
I don't know how much we've talked about it at all. I
You
mean, I only
haven't-
posted a couple times because I mean, I just like
That's
I'm,
a personal.
I'm
and-
just never one of those people that's like, oh, woe is me, I'm in the hospital. You know, it's I just don't feel like.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, I did
there's-
one Instagram post
Yeah.
and I kind of talked about it, but I didn't want to like milk it. You know, like my medical condition. I'm not going to stoop that low.
I think. I mean, out of humor. You know.
Yeah.
Because there is some
Yeah.
humor, but
Well, like I've told you and every other man friend, so let me just go ahead and talk to this 90% male audience that we got.
Mm-hmm.
Do anything you can to avoid a kidney stone because it was the worst experience I've ever been through. And the surgery to remove the stone, so I got the stone, long story short, I had to go to the ER because the pain was so bad for 90 minutes. I mean, just stabbing. It felt like there was a broadhead in my, like on my right side,
Right.
all the way through me. And it just wouldn't go away. It just gets worse and worse and worse. But after I discovered I had the stone, then comes the passing, right? Like now, and the passing supposedly, according to and a lot of people at home listening and watching right now have given me support, like voice, like, hey, man, I had a stone back in '08. Terrible, blah, 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 do this, do that. So I've got a lot of helpful hints from people. But I was a unique case, apparently, because I could not naturally pass the stone quickly after it was discovered. Normally, and everybody I've talked to, they normally pass that stone within a couple days of it being found.
Yep.
I went a week and nothing happened. So at that point, my urologist, who is a doctor who specializes in this kind of stuff.
What a man.
Yeah, and he is a man too. He's got a beard. He's like me, but he's like real short and a little wider. But he's
Is that like a dude doctor?
he's a nurse practitioner, but
For
he's a
dude?
urologist.
Urologist. What is that?
They specialize in men's health, but they can do women too. It's your urine, your urine, your ureters, the kidneys, the bladder, penis, balls, all that. That's what they specialize in that kind of problem. So if you ever have a problem down there, you're going to go see a urologist. That's what you're going to go see.
Well, if you two go south,
yeah, just be a urologist, just fondle dongs all day.
probably just the nurse, because I feel like the neurologist doesn't really.
I should tell the story of getting the catheter or the stent removed.
Oh,
Y'all will both do that several times if I tell that story. Maybe we'll tell it a little bit later. But
Yeah,
basically,
come back to it.
Basically, I couldn't pass the stone, so the urologist was like, well, what we can do, we can perform a little minor surgery, and we can get that thing out right now. And so at the time, it sounded good because I was like, well, I don't want to be waiting weeks for this thing to maybe pass, and I don't know when it's going to pass or how bad it's going to be. So the way he said it, I was like, okay, cool, Now, I knew in the back of my head that they're going to have to go up the old pee hole with a very long tube or something with a little tool on the end of it. That way, and a camera, I guess, too. I mean, who knows how they do this? I have no idea how you go into somebody's bladder and remove a stone through a pee hole, which is your urethra. Look at it. These two guys.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I
man.
knew. Why do you think I just said do whatever you can to not get a kidney stone? And what you're doing right there is the best thing apparently you can do is just water as much as you can stomach every single day. keep that kidney flushed. It just flushes stuff out before it ever gets a chance to form. You know what I mean? It's just getting stuff out of you constantly. So your kidney never has a chance to hold on to something like that. But yeah, surgery was shitty. It sucked. They had to put you under. I woke up pissing razor blades all day the next day, or that day, because it was done in the morning. And then I had a stent in me for 2 more days after that, so I couldn't like bend over. You know, you can't really like if you were to do a sit-up, you would get a massive pain right there because there's just a tube going from your kidney basically to your urethra. And there's a little string that hangs out your hole. I love it. I love freaking you out.
I hate that for you, man. I really do.
Dude, it was something, man. You know me. I'm not one to complain about pain or this and that. I can deal with a lot, but that broke me. That whole project, that whole process, I should say, broke me. For sure. I had to tap out. I had to ask for help. I was like, dude, you gotta help me here, doc. Please do something. But
oof.
Do you want me to tell you about the removing the stent?
Nope.
No? Okay. Because that's the best part of the entire... Well, I told you once already on the phone.
Yeah, tell the folks at home. They need to know.
Do we want to go right into it?
Yeah, we got something else to talk about that's even more pertinent than...
Okay. Oh, really? Even more pertinent than pulling a stent out of your member?
Yeah, third base, yeah. Third base.
Oh, me and this nurse went all the way, baby.
Yeah.
we went round and round to get the stent out. I apologize, guys, if you don't want to hear this. I might just skip forward like 10 minutes. But, I mean, hey, look, man, this can happen to a lot of men. It's very common.
Yeah.
And it's also avoidable.
This is true behind the scenes to a fishing YouTuber.
Yeah. And this would help a lot of people, I think, because I just didn't know a lot of this stuff. I didn't know what what this was going to be like, you know. Because doctors mention it to you, but they never give you the full, you know, they don't say, yeah, we're going to go in there and get it and then put a stent in you, and it's going to really freaking hurt. And then the next day, you're going to be so uncomfortable, all you can do is just lay back on the couch, like at an angle, because you can't get any other position. And then when we pull the stent out, it's going to feel incredibly uncomfortable, and we have to pull it out of you. They don't tell you that, because if they told you that, nobody would ever get the procedure done. And now that I've done it, I will avoid that procedure at all costs. So, 3 days post-surgery, actually feeling pretty good. Actually not pissing razor blades anymore, not pissing blood anymore, feeling pretty good.
Okay.
But now here comes the stent removal. That's the last piece of the puzzle, right? The stone's gone, everything's kind of healing up, body's getting used to everything. That stent's got to come out. It's a piece of plastic, can't stay in you forever. And the purpose of it is to keep your kidney draining for those couple days, because if not, it can kind of close up from that trauma of that instrument coming in you. Badge is just... You gonna throw up? You good?
No, I'm good. I'm just trying to force down some water, thinking about myself here, you know. We're watching out for all you boys at home.
I think this could help a lot of people when I explain what happened. And I think this will deter a lot of people from drinking energy drinks as much.
Yep.
So show up. I showed up really early because I was nervous. God, I was so scared because I knew what was about to happen.
I talked to you beforehand.
Did you?
Yeah, we were talking about like podcasts and stuff.
Okay. I was probably looking for something to keep my mind off of what was about to happen.
Yeah.
So I show up. I'm early. Just want to get it done, you know, sitting in the waiting room. And I made the fatal error. This is a fatal error that I would say don't ever do this. Before a procedure, never Google your procedure. Or before something's being removed, never Google the removal.
Did you watch a video of how they did it?
I didn't, but I saw enough to really freak me out. Because I saw that basically they're going to have to pull it out of you. Like, there's no anesthesia. There's no, let's hit you with this, you know, numbing agent. There's none of that. It's, hey, sit down. Let me see your thing, and let me pull this thing out of you. So finally I get called back. And now I'm just so scared. So scared. Me, terrified, scared.
Yep.
Get in there. It's an older woman nurse. And I walk in the door. I don't know what to expect. And she's just like, all right, well, take your pants off, honey, and sit down. I'm just like, wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, hold on. This is too fast now. Well, just explain to me what's your, because I'm like, you know, you can imagine if you walk in, they're just like, all right, let me see your dick. You know, I'm about to pull this thing out of you. Come on, let me see.
Yeah.
A woman, an older woman. It's just like, oh my God, I'd almost rather the dude do it. You know what I mean? Because at least he kind of knows what is going on.
Yeah, bring back the bearded guy.
Give me the bearded guy because he can probably get that thing out quick. Okay, so there's supposed to be a string, which I told you, that hangs out of your urethra. Okay?
Tell me more.
That string is attached to the end of the the stent, which is a long rubber tube. It's about 10, 12 inches long. It's long, and I mean, it goes from your bladder all the way to your kidney. So it's in you.
Yeah, it is.
And, and then the string is hanging out the pee hole, okay? So I take my pants off. I sit down. I mean, I'm shaking. I'm just like, oh, God, okay. She looks at my stuff. She says, oh, no. I said, what? What's going on? What do you mean, oh, no? No, I don't want to. It's the last thing you want to hear, right? She says, I don't see any string. I look down. There's no string. And what I think happened is I was so scared. You know how your body can, like, retract in? Especially for us men, we can kind of like, oh, man, there ain't nothing going on down there. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're kind of just.
Yeah, tuck away.
You're so tight. You're just like, no.
I'm like that right now. Just
yeah,
listening.
probably. I would believe that. Okay, so we come up with this plan because I've noticed over the last couple of days that when I pee, that string comes out and you can see it flapping in the pee string. Just flapping.
What'd you pee and just say when it starts flapping snatch?
So we came up with this plan that, okay, I'm going to drink a ton of water, which I did on the spot. I like chugged like 2 cups that she brought me. I was like, well, I'll be ready to pee quick because that stent makes you pee a lot because it keeps your kidney and that ureter open. So you can pee, every 30 minutes if you want to, just not very much. So I go in there, I pee a little bit, I see the string, it comes out like about, 2 or 3 inches, and I grab it because I have to the string has to stay out or else they can't get it out.
Did you pee on your hand?
No, because I didn't pee much. And it stays out for a couple seconds, but then it just eventually, because the stent moves inside you when you pee. Like when you pee, it kind of like moves a little bit, and then when you stop peeing, it kind of comes back.
Tell me more.
So I think that's what was happening. So I grabbed the string. Now I got the string in my hand, about 3 inches of it outside of my manness. And she's in the room. I'm in the little bathroom. I say, hey, I got it. What do I do? She says, all right, come out here real quick. So this next step, it only took about 15 seconds from start to finish, but it was so intense. Okay, so I'm waddling out. I mean, you can just imagine me with my pants at my knees, completely naked, walking in like this because my pants are at my knees, holding a string attached to my dong, okay? And she sees it. She's like, okay, yeah, there it is. Good. So I try to sit down back on this bed. By the way, I forgot to mention, when I first sat on this little hospital bed, it's like, one of those beds that's kind of laid back at a 45-degree angle. Yeah. And so as soon as I sat down and like laid back, she pulled out these 2 things and got my legs up, like in the birthing position. I'm just like, whoa. But that was the first time. So then the second time, get right back into position. This is 15 seconds, this fast, from the time that I grab the string till it's all over. 20 seconds max.
Yep.
I sit down, legs up. She takes the string and she says, all right, take a deep breath. So I'm just like, oh, okay. I take a deep breath, and then she's like, okay, exhale. And as she says exhale, now she has me, okay? And she has string. Now, you've started a lawnmower before, I would assume, haven't you? Okay, everybody at home, this is me. This is the string. Exhale. And it took that motion to pull the whole thing out. So in mid exhale, of course, because I don't know how long the thing is. I've never seen the thing before. I don't even know what it is. But she starts pulling, it starts coming out, and it just keeps coming. And meanwhile, the feeling inside you is like your guts are being pulled out because it's in your kidney. The end of it's in your kidney, and the other end of it's in your bladder.
So the exit point didn't hurt as bad as your guts did?
When I first had my first pain?
When she's pulling it out, did it hurt or did it hurt
there wasn't, I'll be honest, there wasn't a ton of pain.
That's good.
It was just a massive amount of pressure.
Okay.
A massive. And I mean, I think everybody at home can imagine, at least kind of imagine what that would feel like. Because, your urethra is probably about the same size as that stent. Stent's probably a little bit smaller. So it's not like, there wasn't a massive amount of resistance, but it was just the pressure. And when it finally, cleared everything, I almost pissed all over myself because it was just this river of pee that was behind the stent as she pulled out. So I had to sat up real quick. I was just like, oh God. I ran back to the bathroom. I was like, I got to pee. And,
what if you would have just sprayed this old chick down, bro?
Well, I was shocked she wasn't wearing a mask or a face shield or something because that is a dangerous place to be.
Yeah.
But then again, she's probably done it 2,000 times, so she just, props to her. I mean, she was very nice and she was very professional. It was just,
Was your poop shooter out?
My poop shooter. Dude, I was naked, homie. I'm like, my pants are around my ankles at this point.
Dude.
And my legs up.
That nurse knows you better than your wife, man.
That poop shoot was staring her right in the eye. So, yeah. So that's, and I was very sore that day and the next day from just the pulling out. So like internal, like where I felt the original pain when the stone was going from my kidney to my bladder. I kind of felt some of that, but not nearly as intense, obviously.
That's
but
good.
I felt that pain for another like 24, 36
Brother,
hours.
I'm glad you got through it. I'm glad
You're
this
ready
is
to move
over.
on from this.
Yep.
Hey, look, man, all I'm saying is people need to know about this because I have not been educated on kidney stones and how much of a mega pain in the ass they are and how much they hurt. And every doctor, and you talk to a doctor and you ask them, what's the most painful condition you can have? And they're only going to say one or two things before they get to a kidney stone. It's been proven, I mean, over and over again. Like, especially, like, women can get them too, but men is just, man, it's brutal. It's the closest thing a man can feel to childbirth for a woman. That's a fact. And I can testify to it because I begged my wife to call an ambulance after 90 minutes of suffering. That's how bad it was.
And at first you weren't suffering anywhere near the man. It was just stomach pain, right?
Yeah, no, it's not your man at all. It's deep inside. You're on one side.
Which is crazy. It's your intestine and your...
Well, it's your kidney, which is up here, and then there's a
it's
ureter
organ.
that goes down to the bladder, which is right there, and then your manliness is right there. It's this whole chain of organs and stuff. And man, I mean, so what that pain is the stone moving from the kidney. The stone will float around your kidney for however long it wants to, but eventually it's going to get to that ureter, which is a tiny little pipe, and that's what you're feeling is that thing moving. Millimeter by millimeter, that slow. And it's just, I mean, it's a little sharp rock. So it's just like somebody dragging a knife from your kidney to your bladder for 90 minutes, as slow as they possibly can drag it.
I wonder if you have kidney stones formulating. By drinking a ton of water, does it flush your kidneys out?
It probably gets rid of them before they get big enough to feel, is probably what happens.
I hope that's the case.
Well, another good thing, now I'm going to get x-rays done every 6 months. So with an x-ray, they can see one in your kidney. Now, when it's in the kidney, they don't have to do any of this. They can blast it with sound waves, really high-intensity sound waves.
Shoot.
So they can bust it up in your kidney. They can't bust it up when it's in your bladder. That's when you get squigged like I did, because once it passes from kidney to bladder, now you just either got to piss it out or they're going to have to go in and get it.
So do you pee like a fire hydrant now?
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah?
It's amazing. Well, dude, as soon as that stent was out, I told you I almost pissed all over because and it was really hard to pee up until that moment. And I was just like, oh, God, I'm sorry. Ran to the bathroom, peed.
God, dude.
Yeah, so there's my story.
Thank you for sharing.
I don't think I ever really broke it down ever. I just said that I had one and it was really bad.
This is what needed to happen. People at home needed to hear. And I think I hope we saved a lot of men some traumatic experiences.
Here's the thing. What you got to avoid is not just like the energy drinks, but it's soda with artificial colors.
Which I've drank 2 today.
Well, I mean, anything in moderation. You know what I mean? One a day is probably not going to do anything. But if you're drinking 4 or 5 a day, or if you're drinking multiple energy drinks and you're not drinking enough water to counteract, then you got a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, water's essential as well.
Water is essential. And water with lemon. Lemon really takes it to another level because the acidity of lemon, that turns your pee more acidic, which means it can really break those stones down. So not only are you flushing more often, you're not giving that stone what it needs to form. And it needs a ton of sodium, right? A ton of salt. That fricks you all up. So lowering your salt intake can help a lot too, which I've been terrible about that. Think about everything we eat. When the South and when you're traveling, fast food, it's all just garbage. It's all sodium. It's all BS, But, so it's the dyes in these sodas and these drinks, these red number 40s, these yellow number 5s. That's the stuff you got to stay away from. Because your kidneys, it gets it, and it's like, what the hell is this? Yeah. What is this fake color? And it just, it can't quite process it as fast as it can process water. Which it processes immediately. Soda? Because they're sick bastards, man. Yeah. That's why we switched from Mountain Dew sponsorship to Liquid Death.
That's right, Mountain Dew.
Because Mountain Dew is squigging people over here. And, so that was almost an immediate, brick to the head. I was like, I will never drink a Mountain Dew again. And I'm not singling Mountain Dew out. It's probably all of them. It's probably energy drinks. I abused the hell out of energy drinks in the Army for 6 years I was in, and another 4 or 5 after I got out. So, it's just energy drinks, not your friend. Sodas are not your friend. High sodium foods, not your friend. That's the basic of it all. So what you got going on over there, buddy? All right, everybody out there, I got a special deal from you guys directly from Carl himself. So you guys probably have heard of Mystery Tackle Box by now. I'm sure you guys have seen it on YouTube for years. But one thing you have not heard or seen is a crazy good deal that Carl's is offering just to our podcast viewers and listeners. He is offering a 12-month Mystery Tackle Box subscription. But if you use code AFTERDARK at checkout, you basically get 4 of those boxes for free. Now, some of these boxes run $20, $30, $40 in value, so you get 4 of those for free just for signing up for a 1-year membership. It's a great gift. I know Christmas has come and gone, but it's always a good time of year to give a gift or give yourself a gift. Or, heck, doesn't even matter. Give it to somebody you love, somebody you're trying to get into fishing. It's a great product. Me and Badge have been getting them for years, delivered to our house. Every single time I get a new lure that I've never seen before. It's a great company. Great product. I would highly encourage you guys to check it out. There will be a link in the top of the description. Use code AFTERDARK at checkout. Now, back to the podcast.
All right. Well, glad that's over. And now, the point of this podcast, the reason that Andrew has given his extremely important time, and I'm sorry you had to sit through that, but
It's okay.
Hey, everybody needs to hear this, all right?
we have a big year coming up, 2022.
Definitely.
We got some big things happening in all of our lives, and I think New Year's resolutions, they're a good starting place.
Okay.
And I've been reading some things on what you need to do in order to make them actually last, because I think everybody's made a freaking list, and then it falls apart by January, February.
Well, I'd say at least one of your, if you have multiple resolutions, you probably fail at least one.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
I think you need to hone it down to a couple.
Yeah. Totally
And
agree.
Me and Andrew number 2 are working on our health, and I think we have discussed that you might have a slight problem,
Oh, yeah?
just a little bit.
What,
of
you
a
guys
problem.
have discussed this?
Yeah, we went to lunch today.
Oh, y'all did go to lunch. I had to stay here because I was sick. That's why y'all are over there. 6 feet social distancing.
Right.
Okay, so I have a problem that's not dong related or COVID related. I'm interested because I didn't know I had any other health problems.
I think you have a slight drug problem.
Boy, what you talking about? I don't do any drugs. What are you talking about? The Delta?
Can I talk about Delta?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with me talking about it on the podcast?
Absolutely.
LOJO, my friend,
Don't say anything you're going to regret.
you're a heavy user of Delta 8.
Would you like to explain to everybody what that is? Who has no idea?
Why don't you explain?
Why don't you explain, Andrew, too? Because you were one of the people who... You were doing it before I was, right?
Yeah.
Because you were one of the people I think I asked about it a little bit. Besides, Cam is really the one that got me. Cam, the cameraman in Texas, he got me addicted the first time.
He's a cameraman, though. It's different. You're a businessman.
Well, I'm just saying. Oh, so I shouldn't be doing like the drugs that the little people are doing, the camera people?
Okay, geez. That is...
Well, that's what you just said. You
No.
said he's the cameraman. You're the businessman. You're
No.
supposed to be better than that.
He,
That's the vibe I got. from
what
that
I
comment.
meant. What I meant is he's supposed to be creative. You're supposed to be
Just getting stuff done.
a cutthroat man.
Yeah. Okay.
He could sit in his room, Delta 8, maybe like, little Purple Rain or something, and just turn out
Little Prince? Oh,
turn out
shoot.
just a little dirty edit or something.
That sounds awesome, what you just described.
See,
Does that
what I'm
not sound
saying-
awesome?
But what else sounds awesome about that aspect to you, I think, is minus the work aspect.
Yeah, just not working and
Yeah.
getting blazed and not working.
Yeah. Talk about it, Andrew.
Yeah, tell people what Delta 8 is.
I mean, it's just a different type of derivative of THC than
Right.
like the actual hardcore like marijuana.
Right.
That's
It's a much
Delta 9.
milder form, too.
Yeah.
That needs to be said. It's a
Much
much milder form than normal THC. It also it does not come from the marijuana plant. That's why it's legal, because it's extracted from the hemp plant, which is now federally legal. That's why it's like a loophole. You can ingest this kind of THC, and you can get a high. I mean, if you do enough of it, you'll certainly get blazed out of your gourd.
Okay.
I would like to think that I use it more for anxiety control.
Are you anxious like every hour of the day or what?
No, well, not anymore. And I would like to say I have not done it today or yesterday. So
I think this is a little overdue. Like I think when you first got on it, you were heavy on it.
Well, no, I got heavy on it. I did get heavy on it. You're right. It did affect me in a way. It almost kind of made me depressed.
Dude,
because I was so chill all the time.
Yeah, it was too much because
took away my drive.
Dude, yes. And I think there's like a residual effect of that if you do it too much.
You could be onto something there.
I think there's something there, man.
Well, that's one of the reasons. And this whole kidney thing is really what got me to slow down everything.
Yep.
Now, I did pound Delta when I was hurting because it helps with pain too.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps you manage pain, anxiety. It helps you rest. If you want to go to sleep, hit that thing and go lay down. You'll go to sleep.
This stuff's illegal in all states.
Not all states, but most states. And it's legal in Alabama, which is crazy because Alabama hates it. If anybody's going to get high, people in Alabama want to like lock them up for a year. That's what people in Alabama want to do if you dare to get high.
Okay.
And it's not a slight against Alabama people. I live in Alabama, but y'all know what the hell I'm talking about. There's people in the South that are just not down with this because they think it's weed. And it's very close to weed, but it's legal. So my thing would be, I'm a veteran. I've got PTSD documented. I've got anxiety, sleep issues out the ass. So if I ingest something that some people don't like, but it really helps me, I mean, but you're right. You are right about one thing. I was doing it too much.
That's why we brought Andrew on the podcast today. Andrew number 2, because I'm number 1.
Nice.
Just kidding, bro.
That was nice. But he is with me a lot more now than you are.
Yeah, you are his number 1 now. I was the first guy here named Andrew. Anyways, what are your thoughts on?
There he is.
See, he blames it on Delta, but I'm pretty sure your vape has destroyed your lung canal.
It's possible.
Like, how frequent is he hitting these days?
It's slowed down here recently, but there was a point where I wouldn't even know where he was at, and I'd look over and he was behind the truck over there just blowing down.
Blowing fat clouds.
Yeah, I remember very vividly we would go to lunch, and I found him in a back alley one time.
Half naked.
Half naked. And he was dancing on some dude for money, and it was just weird.
I was dancing on some dude trying to score some more Delta 8, even though it's legal and affordable.
Yeah.
I was still doing dumb stuff to try to get it. I thought it was illegal the whole time. I thought I was just getting a really cool special deal from these hemp shops.
Yeah. Whenever you held that gas station owner at gunpoint, I knew that's when this is getting too real.
Bro, you might have a problem, dog.
Yeah. No.
Oh, my God.
It's not.
I didn't know things
bad.
got that bad. I don't remember any of that stuff.
Yeah, you blacked out. That's crazy, man. Went back to lizard brain to get that Delta. No, I don't think it's as bad as I'm saying.
Well, this intervention's like a week or two too late because I already had an intervention with myself when I blew my kidney and my manhood out. Mm-hmm. When a woman pulled my manhood out of me, I was like, okay, at this point, brother, we got to start taking care of our body, man.
Yeah.
Like, we got to start lowering everything else of the intake and increasing water intake.
Here's what I will say is your hiatus from YouTube came shortly after
my discovery.
Yeah.
You're right.
And I remember it was there's good and bad that came from it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying if you're a user of Delta or especially if you got PTSD and you use any of this, I'm not frowning upon it.
But anything can be abused, even medication.
But the thing I remember vividly is I dropped your $5,000 camera in a creek.
I remember that.
And that
was I on Delta back then?
Yeah, you were.
I just got on it.
Yeah.
Just got on it.
And you were so chill.
I wasn't mad at all.
Yeah, and there was like 6 months before you would have been heated about something like that. But this time you were just chilling.
No, I looked over at you and my camera was in mid-tumble off of a log into the water. I just looked at you and you were so upset. I was just like, oh man, Badge is over here dropping my camera. That's literally what I said. I think I was just like, I was so chill with it. And the best thing is we still use that camera today.
It still works.
It still works. Sony.
Well-made
Shout out
camera.
to Sony. Yeah.
God.
That camera got full submersion. Like hit the bottom of the creek. You picked it up off, maybe it was underwater.
It went underwater.
The whole thing.
With
the
port
mic may have
open.
got squigged.
Yeah.
But the lens and the camera are still being used today.
Which is dope.
Which is incredible. But we did have to dry it out for a long time. But yeah, I see what you're saying though, man. I mean,
do you think let me ask you this, man to man, do you think it has affected your drive? whatsoever.
Well, it was affecting my drive. This is all like past tense now. Like
Yeah.
I've kind of had my own reawakening with, like he said, like I don't really do the dip anymore either. Like I don't really ingest a whole lot of anything except water.
Okay.
And some decent food. Like I don't, you brought me some candy earlier and I was just like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
And I'm just not really, just like it takes something like this sometimes to make somebody super health conscious, like a scary incident like this, where
Yep.
and it wasn't even like not like it's life threatening,
Painful,
just
yeah.
very painful, and it's almost like somebody punching you in the face. It's just like, hey man, if you don't take care of your body, it will revolt on you,
Yeah.
and it will hurt you bad, if you just ignore your body. And I'm a little bit older than you guys too. That's the thing. Like I got 10 years on both of you guys, so
Yep.
it kind of puts me. That's why I hope y'all take this lesson and please don't ever get one.
Yep.
But it affected my drive for sure. I mean, you're right. I was doing it too much, and it did have a residual effect. But it was a good residual effect too.
Yep.
Because I wasn't panicking about things. I wasn't stressing about things like my future as much. Because I always stress about my future.
Same.
And I'm old. You know what I mean? And on the YouTube game, I'm old. So I'm trying to like stay relevant, trying to make good content. So it probably affected my drive, and I was burnt out too. Like there was a real burnout factor there.
I think in life, whenever things happen, people tend to blame certain things on one thing, and typically it's an accumulation of
Yep.
things that cause a feeling.
Totally agree.
So, while this intervention is probably the worst intervention that's ever been recorded, I definitely just
I guarantee
agree.
you there's people at home that did not know that I would do stuff like that, though. They probably
Yeah.
look at me and they're just like, there's no way that guy does THC.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't look at me and think that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
I
like
wouldn't either.
ex-military, tatted up, this and that. Like, it just doesn't.
I don't know. Ex-military seems like that's a large section of people. With PTSD, I feel like THC is THC.
THC.
It's a big thing. I feel like.
It's helped a lot of people, man. But it's like anything else. You got to, now, see, I've gone back to how I used to do it. And what I
Yeah.
used to do was like strictly at night, like
Yeah.
late, like everybody's about to go to bed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
you do it as you're getting in bed.
For sure, like as a wind down. Because if I don't do it, then I'm thinking about work all night. Sitting there in bed looking at the ceiling. Oh man, this video tomorrow is going to be tough to do. You've been there, I'm sure.
I live there. But
Right, exactly. And it brings me to my point, which I wanted to kind of flip this thing on you. Me and Andrew, too, have been trying to be advocates for you
Yeah.
to try Delta, because you are now in a place where I found myself not too long ago, where you're just, and it's not bad to be super driven about your job, but it is bad to be obsessed.
I am obsessed. I am
Right.
purely obsessed.
Now, obsession can drive success. There's no doubt about that.
It
Michael
can-
Jordan was
yeah.
obsessed with winning. The
Right.
dude was obsessed. Didn't matter if it was golf or dominoes or cards. I mean, he was going to beat you if he could.
Yep.
And if he didn't, he'd be upset. So it's kind of like that with us in our job. But see, so now I've gone back to, doing less. But it could probably benefit you a lot.
Yeah.
With that whole nighttime, I can't turn off my brain. I can't stop thinking, because that'll turn off your brain.
One thing I've been doing that I think me and you neglect a lot of the time, especially for me, like I don't have PTSD. I don't have a heavily traumatic background. Mm-hmm. I feel like for me, I've been doing exercise in the
I thought
evening.
you were going to say ecstasy for some reason.
I've been trying hard crack.
That's how you are with comedy. You'll just be talking and you'll just slip something in.
Yeah.
I really thought you were about to say, see, I've been doing more ecstasy than anything. That's really been working for me.
Yeah.
I heard the X and I just jumped to conclusion.
I've been shooting up heroin and hopping on a treadmill.
Just straight mainline and heroin and running in circles.
Yeah.
It's been working really
It's been
good
doing
for me.
fantastic, man. I don't think about work at all for weeks at a time.
Just pass out.
Yeah.
Just done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
No, but I've been exercising, dude. I think exercise is so overlooked.
Oh, endorphin release, man.
Dude,
Proven fact to make you feel better.
It's
a little
so
bit of
crazy.
exercise
And
every day.
it just calms me down. It's some light cardio in the evening. Get a good power walk in. Pump them glutes. And I'm feeling good. I'm high off life after that,
Have you smoked that joint that I gave you? Your wife doesn't listen to the podcast.
I threw it away.
You son of a bitch.
Dude.
Why?
I just wasn't going to
Well, give it back to me.
Well, you said you didn't want it. It was stale.
No, I said, well, it might have been. I don't know. But it was in a tube. I mean, it was sealed, so I don't know how stale it was.
I'm sorry. I should have gave it back
That
to
was
you.
like a $30 joint, dog.
I'll pay you $30.
That was expensive. That was hand rolled by somebody.
I thought you didn't want it. I thought.
Well, I mean, I want to try it because I just do the vape. I haven't actually smoked an actual joint like in years, so I don't even know what that would have been like. I think it's very comparable to the. Have you ever done the hand roll things?
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Come on, man.
Stay squeaky clean for a while.
But at what cost, though? Here's the thing. It's all about like risk versus reward, right? And that's every drug in the world. That's Tylenol, and that's that's steroids, that's morphine. It's risk reward, right?
Yep.
So you've got something going on in your life that may require medication. So you take that medication and it helps.
Yep.
Now, how often are you using that medication? Are you reliant on it? Are you addicted to it? These are all questions that you got to ask yourself if you're starting to use something every day, which I do use Delta 8 almost every day, minus the last couple of days, like I said. So, and I'm stopping because I'm trying to give my body a rest. I'm trying to give myself a little bit of time to kind of just, build up some get rid of my tolerance again. And, so my thing to you would be, okay, one, this is completely legal.
Yeah.
So I think you are kind of one of them people, and this is not a slight against you at all.
That's
this
fine.
is just living in the South. I think you're still kind of, you think that, like what I just said, how there's a lot of people in the South that just are not going to accept that. I think you still feel like people that maybe even your wife, would really not like it if you were doing something. Because they're going to have a mental image of pot and, oh, my husband's a stoner now, damn it.
Yeah.
And even Holly, it took Holly some time, dude. She didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
But she saw how much it benefited my sleep and my rest, and I was staying home a little bit more. Like you said, I started to lose my work drive, so I was spending more time at home. So there were some things she liked about it over time, and then I had a long talk with her about anxiety and stuff like that, and kind of the demons that I carry with me that I try to keep under control, and it helps me. I mean, just straight up, it helps me. You could say it hurts this area of my life and that, but at the end of the day, what's the most important thing with it? It's your health, right? Your mental health. It's your body.
I agree.
So it's how are you feeling? Are you happy? Are you sad?
Yeah.
If you don't feel good, man, you got to do something. You can't just sit there and wallow in your own self-pity for years. That's how people commit suicide,
Yeah.
You just ignore it and say, well, it's THC. I don't want to do that. I mean, okay. I mean, that's fine, but to me, it was
respect
like life.
that.
I would almost say it was life-changing.
I
would almost
that
classify
for you.
it.
I think everybody on this planet has a different thing that can help them get to a place of like mental wellness.
For sure.
And I just don't think that I need that.
But
know
do
what
you
I'm
still
saying?
drink alcohol at all, ever?
Ever since I got COVID,
Yeah.
it tastes terrible to me.
That's good. So you're not drinking either.
I haven't drank. I had like a beer with my wife.
That don't count. Like a beer with supper. That's good for you.
Yeah.
One beer is good for you. Like a glass of red wine. That's good. It's got antioxidants in it. It's got well, not beer, but wine does. But it's,
Here's the thing, man. Is I think like everything that we take in America, it's killing us.
It's crap. Yeah.
Fast food, it's killing us.
It's all manufactured by man.
It's
not
killing
real.
us. Everything, dude.
Yeah.
The meat that we buy at the grocery store to feel healthy has chemicals in it for mass production.
Unless you spend a lot of extra money and buy that organic stuff.
And
which costs double of the normal stuff.
like everything is killing you. So I get you say a lot of the times like, what's the difference between like drinking a beer or smoking tea or vaping THC?
I wouldn't say one beer, but I would say like getting tipsy off alcohol. I think from a health perspective, that's way worse for your body.
I agree with
and
that.
I could prove it. I wrote a paper on it in college. I mean, there's so much evidence out there.
No.
So that was the main thing me and him were trying to convey to you. It wasn't, hey, we want you to get high with us.
Yeah.
It was, hey, get rid of the alcohol.
Yeah.
But if you still need that feeling at night, you need something to turn your brain off, just try this alternative because it's so much better for you. Even the vape itself, they've gotten so much better at designing the cartridges.
For
They've
sure.
gotten all the metal on metal out. It's all ceramic now. So you're not inhaling that crap that killed a few people,
I encourage people, if you don't have a problem, don't fix something.
Oh,
that's
totally.
not broken.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Never go on any medication unless you absolutely need it.
If you have PTSD, if you have something like that
Right.
that needs to be addressed, fair game. If you have anxiety, if you have anything, I feel like people start habits and there's no need to start them, especially if you are driven in this world and you want certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
Because then you have a problem in 3 years that there was no need in having in the first place.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I'm just a big, like, I think me and Andrew, too, are on the same page with this. We're just, like, I'm just a big anti-alcohol guy now. You know what I mean? It just makes no sense for me when stuff like Delta is available and legal and just as affordable. I mean, one hit off that vape right now, and I would have been like, I drank, 3 or 4 beers quickly.
So you don't think you'll ever drink alcohol again?
Oh, of course I will. I mean, I'm going on an anniversary trip with Holly in like, a month. We're
Yeah.
going to the beach. We're going to freaking buy a bottle of champagne and
There you go.
might have a glass of nice whiskey, but that's like a special trip.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the other time, no, I won't.
It
Because you
won't-
got to mix it
yeah.
with soda. You know what I mean? You got to mix it with something.
Yeah,
so
you
I don't
do.
want to do that.
Yeah.
I might take like a shot of something, a shot
Right.
of something cool, But yeah, man, this scared me straight, dude. I'm trying to tell you, like you hear about people getting scared straight. I was scared straight from this experience.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like liquids, especially like, your diet's not as impactful as what you drink as far as kidney stones.
Right.
We're just kind of bouncing back and forth between kidney stones and weed, but
Everything. It's a good conversation. Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
That was our main thing, though. I don't think we were trying to like peer pressure you. We were just like, dude, you're drinking all this sugary alcohol and it's fricking your liver
Yeah.
6 ways from something. I mean, my dad can't even drink alcohol anymore because he got major liver issues
Yeah,
from
you
drinking
told
his
me
whole
about that.
life. So now he's got to like drink a whiskey drink like once every 6 months because that's all he can handle.
Yeah.
See, I'm not trying to be that way, but ingesting that THC through your lungs may cause an issue later on down the life. So it's like you said, it's kind of pick your poison and
Yeah.
stick with
yeah.
it. But
Everything's killing you, and if you got a problem and you need to fix it, then
look at the vaccine, dude. I don't want to get political, and I won't, but like the vaccine mandates and stuff, nobody has any idea what those vaccines are going to do to people 10 years from now.
they've already canceled, I think, the Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah, because of effects. But I mean,
Yeah.
but I'm talking about long-term effects. Like we have no idea.
Yeah, the
because they
ones that
haven't
have
had
been.
enough time to do these kinds of trials. Now I get it. They had to come up with a solution quickly because people were dying. I get
Yeah.
it. I'm just saying, as far as making me do it, that's all I would say right there. You're not going to make me put anything in my body that I
Yeah.
don't want.
No, I agree.
I'll just go off the grid. I mean, we'll just be off grid people.
And
We'll be
it's-
like Willie and his family from Vermont. We just all stay together and we just go from place to place, and I'll live that life fine.
Yeah.
That'll be fine.
I just don't understand, like, forcing it on people.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
my
I'm
main
saying?
beef. I have no problem with the vaccine. I'm just saying, like kid mandates.
That messes me up.
There's places that are trying to do that, and I will pull my kids out of school so quick because
just- yeah.
they are not going to turn 25 and have cancer of some crazy. We just don't know what it's going to do to people.
I just
long
don't
term.
feel right about, like, the frickin', like, why is Pfizer advertising on, like, college football games and stuff? Like, why am I
Well,
watching
they're just
TV?
trying to create awareness for the vaccine. Probably.
I get it,
That's
but
how
it just
what they would
feels
say.
like I see a McDonald's ad and then I see a Pfizer or whatever.
It's got a little propaganda feel to it because
Yeah.
I heard somebody say this the other day. I'm going to butcher it, but I think he said if science becomes unquestionable, or when science becomes you cannot question it anymore, that becomes propaganda, because science is always being questioned. Science is constantly being scrutinized because that's what makes good science, right? Like if people think they figured out a problem, then 10 more scientists come in and they try to disprove it.
Yep.
And that's how you make sure you've got the right stuff going on.
Facts.
But now everybody's just like, take the vaccine, take the booster. No, just do it. And I'm
Yep.
just like, well, what about this? Just do it. Just
Yeah.
do it. Just do it. It's like, no. Stop. No,
Yeah.
you're not. That's not how this works. We can have a conversation. You can urge me to do it. You're not going to mandate it. And I don't think the people of this country is going to let that happen anyways. But not
hope
getting
not.
political. But
I hope
not
not.
in the South. It ain't going to happen, dude.
No.
Who's going to enforce it? The cops? The sheriffs?
Yeah,
I don't
no.
think so. Those guys they'll quit. Most of them probably quit.
Yeah.
Or they just refuse to do it. Sheriffs don't have to listen to anybody anyways. Did you know that?
No.
Sheriffs have no boss. Sheriffs do not have to respond to the federal government. They're
What?
independent entities. I could be like butchering that, but I believe that they are not under direct like police jurisdiction. They're not under government jurisdiction. They work for the county. So that's it. So a cop could come along, sheriff could just tell him to go eat a dick, and he can't do nothing.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of like a game warden situation.
Yeah.
Has some high authority.
That's
But
dope.
anyways, but Jesus, man,
We spiraled out of control here. We went from.
no, this is great, man.
I think this was a good podcast. I want you
enjoyed
guys
this.
to know if you guys enjoyed this type of podcast, comment down below. Or if you hate the people that we are off camera, you can let us know that too.
Just let us know either way.
We can go back to ranking YouTubers or something. It's fine.
Yeah, we have been talking about doing more non-informal, or informal, I should say.
Yeah.
Non-formal,
Just
informal.
Straight up.
Straight up, just BS, talking about some crazy events that are happening in our lives. So definitely hit that thumbs up button. Pound it on this one if you liked it.
Pound it.
But we never did reviews, man. We never did any reviews.
We need to do
That'd
some
be a
reviews.
great way to close this thing out.
How's editing this bad boy's going for you?
Podcast? It's tedious.
Tedious.
Very tedious.
a great word
I
to
love
describe it.
not having that on my plate, brother.
I bet.
I feel for you. I do. The mental drag.
Yeah.
Hey, that new laptop's probably
Yeah.
very helpful.
Y'all got
'cause
the
you
new-
didn't have that. Yeah, he's got the strongest one that Apple makes. So
Still
Nice.
tedious though.
it's
It's
still
still
tedious.
tedious,
but at least you're not having to like wait on lagging and stuff like that.
yeah.
What a
Well,
normal computer can't handle.
heck, man.
All right, let's do some reviews here. So if you guys didn't know, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe and you can leave a 5-star review and actually write something. We may read it on the show. We've been having a hell of a time with these usernames, and we got some more good ones. So we've got Kickin' Their Bass, spelled with an E in the kickin'. So I'm assuming this is not Noah Pescatelli.
I hope.
Pescatelli. If I butchered your name, man, I'm sorry.
We got to get Noah on, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to
Big
text
good
him
one.
one day. If you guys want to see that, I know y'all do. But yeah, he might. Kicking their bass. This is not the same person, I would think. He says, love the pod. Keep fishing. Never stop. I watch both Badge and LOJO's channel all the time. Please read this live. You got it, baby.
Yes, sir.
We've got Wilderness Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
Man, great show.
COVID. Loogie indoors.
Send it. Really enjoy the show. Always hunted and fished. Got into bass fishing this year and ended up finding their YouTube channels. Then I found their podcast. I listen at work. I like the content, especially when you get guys' bathroom stories. The pooping pods have just been, they just resonate with people.
They're relatable.
Everybody's got a poop on the water story.
Everybody
man.
poops, man.
It's happened to everybody on
Yep.
a boat in the middle of a damn lake, and it just hits you.
Yep.
This is a really long comment. Keep up the good work. Just thought I'd let you know. Wait, when you're talking to others on the phone. Yeah, he's talking about, talking about the video podcast. We're going to get better with that, Wilderness Ninja, I promise you. We've actually got John coming on here soon. He may already have been on, but we're going to fix that problem.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Last one. This is, God, these usernames are just A1.
A1?
These people are just going at it. We've got Cement Shoemaker. You get it? Like cement shoes? You ever heard that?
Is that like sinking somebody to the
Yeah,
bottom
it's
of
like
the
a
river?
threat, like, you know,
Oh,
like a
nice.
mob thing. Like, we're gonna give you a pair of cement shoes, motherfucker. You know,
Somebody's
that
like,
kind of thing.
Mom.
Yeah, right. Best podcast ever. I've been a long time listener, YouTube lurker, back from the LOJO, Noah, and Norm days. Y'all are the reason I fish and get skunked because I can't stop laughing. Keep up the good work and tight lines. So, there's probably a podcast out there to be done about me, Noah, and Norm.
Yeah, I
You
feel
know,
like
because we an entire year, 2019, we crushed it together on YouTube.
Yep.
Like, we crushed it.
I filmed
That'd
one
be
of
a-
those meetings.
Yeah, you did. That's
First introduction to the tube.
right. Yep, that's right. We did a handcuffed fishing challenge. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep. And we
Handcuffed.
actually caught a fish with handcuffs on. It was really hard. It was a lot
And
harder than
Noah-
you'd think.
Noah busted it, dude.
He fell?
You don't
I don't
remember,
remember
on
that.
the tree? He fell
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard.
No, I thought that was Norm.
Oh, yeah, it was Norm.
Norm. It wasn't
made me
Noah.
sad, too, because Norm's, like, cute in a way.
Dude, Norm fell so hard. It made like a crushing
it
sound.
was like
when
if
he
you were to
fell.
watch a baby giraffe fall.
Oh, nice.
It broke my heart, man.
Yeah, we're all just like, you okay, man? You okay? He's like, yeah, you know, he was fine.
Yeah, you know, I'm about to hire a camera guy and beat everybody here.
Yeah. Norm is
Oh.
going hard lately. Plenty of collabs, though, in the future, guys, with me, with Badge. Damn, it's getting windy out there.
Tornado.
With Norm, with everybody. So we got more stuff like that on the pod. You guys have been calling for Norm to come back. He'll be here soon. We'll probably, next time we get together, we'll probably have him.
Yeah, we should.
We should get him on and then have a surprise Noah guest without telling Norm.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
We should get him on for a single one and then just bring Noah
Yeah.
on.
Like, we'll hit him like Jerry Springer. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just be like 10 minutes into the pod and we'll be like, and joining us now live is Noah Pescatelli. And we just got like this
Dude.
video monitor over here.
Yes,
and Norm's
please.
just like, if you guys didn't know, I mean, I don't even know. They could be cool now, but there was definitely some type of a rift between Norm and Noah. So
Yeah.
that's none of my business. Didn't involve me. I was already gone, but that would be kind of funny, though.
That would be funny.
He might get mad. Norm might get mad at us.
It's okay.
We're putting out an open invite. We keep saying it. Noah, Kicking Their Bass TV and Milliken Fishing. You guys are welcome on the podcast anytime. You guys are always asking me. I have extended offers to Milliken. He never responded.
I have drank about
you gotta pee?
60 ounces of water.
You got to pee?
Yeah, we need to wrap this
Okay.
bad boy.
Well, more guests coming, guys. Make sure you're subscribing if you're watching on YouTube. Like the video if you're watching on YouTube. Get in that comment section. Do all that stuff. You guys know the deal. If you're listening, audio listeners, thank you guys so much.
Comment some hate to Andrew number 2.
Got him. I want to see some 5-star reviews talking about Andrew, too. Let's go.
Yeah, let me hear about this scumbag.
All right, folks. Thank you so much for listening and watching. We love you guys. We are out of here.
Peace.